All right. Let's see. We're live. Welcome. Welcome everyone to Facilitron 101. That's what I named it. So I thought it would be, a training pretty much. So this is Allison. She's from Facilitron. My name's Amy Marie. I'm your VP of Leadership. Most people know me as Frank's sidekick. I'm usually here. Frank is off at another meeting, so he let me be in charge, which is always scary. But, I'm a little more technically savvy, as he likes to say. So maybe this is my wheelhouse. So Allison's going to show us all about Facilitron, which is what PTAs will be utilizing moving forward when we're using the space in the schools. So we don't want to share my screen. I'm going to let you share your screen. Did it? There you go. So if you'd like to share your screen, you're more than welcome to.
All right.
Get us started.
Hi, everyone. As Amy had mentioned, my name is Allison. I work with Facilitron. As some of you probably have already worked with me in the past, I'm just going to run through a few different things that might be helpful when submitting any new request facility use through the website. I'm going to start off with logging in. There is, I know, a lot of groups, and I don't think I've gotten to all of them, but I've definitely had some one-on-ones with a few. But if we have not signed you up, you're not in the system and you need to get signed up and you're kind of having questions on how to, I'm going to kind of go through that right now. So I went to facilitron.com. This brings me to our front page here. And when I go to sign up, this will allow me to then choose my organization. What we're asking everyone to do currently is just add themselves as a nonprofit. And then once I do that, I basically fill out all this information and I'll create my account. Once I create my account, I'm going to go into my dashboard and I'm just going to show you, once I've created an account, what that looks like. So give me 1 second. I'm going to move to another screen here. When I log in, my account should look like this. So this is just our test account, but when you log in, it kind of gives you a dashboard view of everything that you've put into the system. So any upcoming events, now this is very different to yours. You will not have payment required, but if I was a renter that did, this kind of just shows what is due on my end. It does show my pending requests, and then an area where I can add a new request. So I can search up by facility or activity within the city or zip code I'm looking for. That's one way to look up an area and go to request use. I am going to show you I kind of think of an easier way in just a second, but I just want to show you a few things on this page. You have a document insurance section here on the left-hand side. This will allow you to upload documents to any reservation that you have. Insurance. So if you don't already have a facility use at any site, but you want to add insurance to your PTA group, you go to insurance here on the left, and you can go ahead and upload your insurance document right here. Once you do put it in a reservation, you can actually go to that reservation, and I'll show you how to do that as well and upload your insurance. You do have this reservation button where it will show you all the reservations you currently have in the system. So it kind of breaks it out line by line. So I'm going to show you just another way to add insurance. So let's say this is our test. I'm going to go to our reservation here. I'm going to show you where I'm going to be able to put insurance on my reservation page. Once it loads, there'll be a few things here right below all the information, your name and your renter group. It gives insurance right here. Most of these will populate closed, just like you see here. You might sometimes see it open like this. This one doesn't show insurance, but what it will show is a button for me to be able to upload that insurance document here to my specific reservation. Now, once you upload insurance once into the reservation, into any reservation under your name and your account, it'll actually follow you through the system. So for the entire time you're in Facilitron, whenever you request another use, that insurance will automatically populate and either it most likely be verified already from our team, because once it's verified once, it'll continue to be that way until it needs to be updated, and possibly for dates, we will then ask for a new version of your insurance. All right, so from here, I'm going to switch over. Actually, I'm going to go back to the front end and I'm going to show you how to place a reservation. So once you've logged in, you're set up in the system, you kind of gone through your dashboard, able to see different things. You can go directly to the front page here. And I think this is the easiest way. Now on your dashboard, you're able to search up facilities throughout the entire Facilitron space. But on the front end, I do like it a little easier because you can actually select a school. I'm going to use Newsom High School as our example, as I helped somebody earlier today at Newsom. But when I look up the high school itself, elementary school, middle school, whatever school I'm looking for, it'll bring me right to their page directly. So if most of you have been in probably Facilitron and looked around, you'll actually be able to go and see the school site that your PTA, PTSA use is for. And what I can do here is, this is a slideshow of pictures. We've chosen just to highlight a few facilities on campus, but this facility search bar is actually all the facilities on campus. So if I'm looking for, let's say, the cafeteria here at Newsom, I'm going to go ahead and search for the cafeteria. And what that will do is bring me to the cafeteria's page. So this page is where now I would be able to request use through the space at this high school. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to click on a date. When I do click on a date, I want to mention time range will populate. So what's available that date. So this is mostly for outside renters who are not PTA, PTSA booster club users. This is for those renters that are third-party people who are coming in and paying for facility use. What we're asking you to do for your first reservation is just select a time. If the time range is actually during the school day, you can do so by just selecting 4 p.m. And then go to the 6 p.m. However you want to do it, you can do an hour use. What we're asking you to do is just do a time range. And then once you submit, just request for the time to be updated and or facilities to be updated. So I'm going to get to that point in just a second, but I'm just going to add a couple dates here. And then at that point, it's going to ask me if I want to add any more facilities. So once I'm logged in under my specific renter group, I can add more facilities at this time as well. So if I needed more facilities, like say the gym or the parking, I'm not going to add any more, but I can just go ahead and click on all of them. And they will actually all populate on this one reservation for the time I have selected for that date as well. I am going to go ahead and check out here. And once I check out, it's actually going to ask me a few questions. So some of you have probably seen this. We'll have to put a event name. I'm just going to answer attendees. Yes, I'm a PTA group. If you're part of local government, no. And then is this personal or private? No. If you do sublease, so you can say yes if this one is sublease. So I know some of you have some fairs and carnivals that you hold other vendors that come and use the space while you're using your event. You can just click yes or no here. I'm just going to hit no for the time being. What we're asking those extra organizations to do is just upload insurance of theirs to the same reservation that you would as well. We'll hit continue. And then what it takes me to is event insurance. I cannot upload my insurance directly here yet. It does just give the insurance requirements. This is just for all outside users, what's expected through the district. But I'm just going to hit continue. You will have no fees. So you see these, but just so you know, you're well aware, your first time you log in. So if I do actually want to mention, if you create your account, you log in for the first time and request use. Some of you have been through this already and have seen it. but you will see fees attached. What we're asking you to do is hit continue. We'll agree to all the terms, conditions through the district, what their requirements are. We'll hit submit. It'll take me to my payment page. What we're asking you to do is hit pay by mail. This will allow you to run through the process, finish requesting your space at the site you're looking for without actually having to pay anything up front. So when I do that, what I'll do is hit submit, and this will bring me to the last part of the reservation. It's just showing me that my request has been made. Once this is loaded, it's been submitted. It's waiting approval from anyone at the site level who's, giving their okay for this use on campus. And then the district also gives their okay for final approval. I can now do a few things here. I can enter comments and instructions. So if this is something that needs to be changed, like date-wise, time, whatever that might be, you can enter that here just by simply typing whatever requests that you might need for this specific use. If it's a full year contract that we're putting in, I know I've done that for a lot, and it's, the time range from 7 a.m. to 11, just ask us to update it. We'll get a notification that something is being requested on this reservation once we submit this to that reservation. And we'll actually, when I hit submit, it will bring you to your reservation itself. So it'll show me everything I have here, what I've requested. The comment is listed here. So anything in the comment history section, this is where communication can happen. We ask you to type anything you need changed in this reservation here. You can request changes as well, and you can just describe in this box and hit submit. What this does is it pings us at Facilitron, notifying us that changes are being asked to be made. It also notifies the school site themselves because they can help, or they can reach out to us on their behalf and help you out. On this reservation, I want to show you, this one actually shows our insurance. So this is where you would upload insurance for the first time. And again, like I mentioned, that's the only time you have to do it unless you have to re-upload because it is expired and you have a new one to cover you for the next year. So you would just choose your file or drag a file into here, and you can hit submit once it's uploaded there. Along with documents, if you do have any documents, pictures, setup instructions, anything you need for this reservation, just to have in there for the school site to be aware of, anyone involved in this reservation, maybe us at Facilitron, you can upload any sort of document here as well. And then once this is gone from pending to approved, it'll show approved here, and you'll actually get a notification on the email that you've registered with that your reservation was approved, and there's a permit for you to print out. So it's a permit for, let's say, the year use that you're requesting at Newsom High School, and you'll have that for either you can look on your smartphone, tablet, you can bring it up on the computer, and you can print it as well. The last thing I do kind of want to go over is our support. So we have a great support page, so I'm going to switch over to. And it's right here. So if we go to renter support, it's going to bring me to a page with a bunch of different things, kind of just renter solutions. There is also this teardrop, which is a chat, who is kind of like a 24/7 hour chat. You can type in here and, go through here. We do actually have a phone number as well. And I think we might give that to Amy here, and you guys pass it along. It's just an extension to our support line. If there's any issues or, questions you might come across while you're adding your first reservation, or maybe managing the ones you already have in the system, definitely feel free to reach out to them. I am gonna, open it up for any questions that might come through, if that's okay, Amy.
Yeah, no, for sure. So we were talking a little bit before, and we were talking about how we do a lot, PTAs do a lot during the school day,
Yeah.
and that my principals like, well, you don't have to put facility requests in for the school day. Like, we're here, it's no big deal.
Mhm.
But you were saying how you could just put one in for the year. So in the past, it's been like you give it to the bookkeeper and they send it to the school, the district, and the district sends it back. And so it's like this big process. So this is kind of replacing that process is what you guys are doing.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So it should be hopefully easier for everybody once
I
everything,
hope.
all the PTAs are in
Yeah.
there. Right
That's
now,
our goal.
yes, right now it's probably just a matter of getting everybody in there. So do you suggest PTAs, even if they are not, they don't need to, do you want every PTA or PTSA to be logging in and touching base with you guys so that they're in there?
I think yes, if they're all, I know I've had some reach out saying they're not using the spaces yet, but they will reach out when they are.
Mhm.
But if there is questions, I mean, it doesn't hurt to log yourself in as a renter, and you can kind of go through and see how it works, how to set up a reservation, go through your dashboard, just kind of get like play with the system and see how it works. I definitely would suggest it. I mean, like I mentioned, if you log yourself in, the first one will show some fees, but just reach out to us and we'll wipe those for you. Hit that pay by mail, and that'll just avoid any type of payment up front.
Yeah.
I think
Don't
that's
be
the
afraid of the
scariest
fees.
part.
Don't be afraid of the fees.
Yeah, don't be afraid of the fees. That's the scariest part, I think. And I
Yeah.
totally get it, because a year use is for a normal renter would be ridiculous amounts of money. So we definitely understand that. We know this is a new process and we're here to help. I know, like I mentioned, I've worked with some of you and I hope it's helped as much as I could. So anyone that hasn't reached out, definitely feel free to. Not only do we have support, you obviously have myself. We have Jared is my boss and he's head of implementation. And then Jen Ford was not able to make it either, but she's your account manager. So for the district, she's kind of helping go through the process of entering insurance, you know, for the renters who do have to make payments. She's kind of going on that sort of area of the system and helping the district with that involvement. But she is there to help as well. She is definitely a support team on your side.
Okay. So we're recording this, so we will post this on our YouTube. And then we're gonna send it out to all of our local units that we have in Hillsborough County that we have. So we suggest everybody, we did this with my PTSA when we had a little call and it was so easy. And I just logged in a bit ago to see if I could upload my insurance, but
I'm glad it was easy. That's our
super
goal.
easy. So don't be alarmed or afraid of any of it. But okay. I don't have any questions right now.
No, that's okay. I guess I just should mention the number. There is an 800 number to call. It's 800-272-2962 extension 1. That'll bring you directly to our support line. And they are very helpful. But again, if maybe that doesn't work, you can't reach them in time of what you're needing, you may be in a hurry, you can reach out to Jen Ford or myself, and I will pass along the information to Amy, so she has all that as well to pass along to anyone who might ask any questions they might need answered.
I think the advice I would give a local unit would be make sure that whatever email you're using isn't a personal email. Make sure it's an email that you can pass on to the next president. Because it,
yeah,
it then they'll have to recreate it every single time. So
exactly.
You can always just make a Gmail if you don't have one for your local unit. It could strictly be used just for this, that you'd pass on the password to your whoever takes over for you when you leave. So I think that is the advice that I would give, just because it's every couple of years. We only are in our positions for 2 years. So theoretically. So
yeah, I definitely agree with that. We can add users as we go to the system to their specific renter groups, but I definitely agree. A general email would be nice because it will follow that person through the
It'll follow
system. Yeah,
the,
whoever changes to, yeah, exactly.
yeah, for sure.
They'll be getting the emails and not the
Yeah.
last PTA
Have to
president.
change
Yeah,
it all the time. So
exactly.
I'd suggest that. I don't have any other questions. I think this is going to be super easy for our local units.
Definitely.
Once everybody's on board with it,
Yeah.
and the schools are, the schools are obviously starting to use it as well.
Yeah.
How long have they been using it?
The schools have now been using it since August. I mean, they've
Okay.
been in the system. It's kind of been a weird up and down just because of the times, but
Yeah.
they've been using it, I think, functionally fully since August.
Okay.
I took on at that point to help anyone with anything. And that, I mean, we've gotten a lot more people recently who've been, okay, I need to get in, I need to do this. So it's definitely going. Again, it's a transition for everyone. So
Yeah.
including the school, it's different, right? So everyone is getting used to it, but I think our team here is great at answering and helping people get in the system. Not only that, but also entering things on your behalf. We're happy and helpful to do that as well if you need it as well. If you don't want to add anything yourself to start, we can definitely do it for you.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time. I know we've been starting to get questions because volunteers are allowed back in schools now. So
Yeah,
events are slowly starting
get busy.
to get started. Everybody's excited to get together and do things for their students. So I'm sure you guys are going to get busier and busier.
No,
So this will
definitely.
be a great thing. We can get out to our local units and hopefully get you guys some calls so that it's not all at once.
Yeah, no, definitely. No, I
Yeah.
think they're trickling in here and there. We get emails or calls, but they go pretty smooth. So don't hesitate to reach out if you need help.
Okay, well, I appreciate your time
Of
and I don't want
course.
to keep you any longer than, you probably have places to go and people to see. So thank you again. And if anybody has any questions, they're always welcome to reach out to Frank, president at hccpta.ptsa.org. You can PM us on the Facebook page, get us on our website. We will get you to Facilitron if for some reason you can't find the information. But thank you again, Alice.
You're very welcome.
And
Yeah.
we are done, guys. See you
All right.
later. We'll see you
Thank you.
next week.